I believe in Jesus and in the existence of God. So, the story I am about to share is not meant to deny the existence of Jesus, but to explore questions that have existed since thousands of years before Christ, or perhaps since the beginning of time itself. Please do not misunderstand my intent. Why do the New Testament and ancient stories from long ago share such common themes? The unchanging truth is that something created the universe and the stars. My personal conclusion will be shared at the end of this video, so I hope that even religious viewers will at least stay until the final part. Now, let's begin. The story of Jesus' 12 disciples, the cross, and the resurrection took form between 20 to 100 years after the New Testament was written. These stories show remarkable similarities to ancient myths. Horus of Egypt around 3100 BC, Mithra of Persia around 1400 BC, and Dionysus of Greece around 1500 BC. Why are they so similar? What if the story of Jesus in the New Testament is more than just a historical account, but a cosmic tale written in the stars? Jesus could represent the sun, the 12 disciples the zodiac signs, and the cross a cosmic intersection. The New Testament weaves history, myth, faith, and astronomy into a vast puzzle. It's not just a history book, but a spiritual document for a community of faith. It shares striking parallels with the mystery religions of Egypt, Persia, and Greece. While the New Testament records history, it's also a declaration of how early Christians perceived Jesus. Its aim might have gone beyond facts, it was to inspire belief. The stories of Horus, Mithra, and Dionysus all have something in common. They were said to be born between December 21st and 25, symbolizing the rebirth of the sun. This timing marks the return of light during the darkest part of the year, representing the sun's renewal. Horus was born through the magical conception of Isis. Mithra was mystically born in a cave. Dionysus was reborn after the death of Semele through the intervention of Zeus. These myths share themes of 12 companions, death and resurrection, and ceremonial meals involving bread and wine. The story of Jesus reflects this pattern, born of a virgin around December, the son of the sun, with 12 disciples, death on the cross, resurrection, the Last Supper's bread and wine, descent to the underworld, and ascension echoing ancient tales. Is this just a coincidence? I don't think so. The New Testament reflects ancient theology, philosophy, and astronomy, forming a cosmic narrative. Ancient people observed the movements of the sun, moon, stars, and planets, turning them into religion. Perhaps the Creator told them these stories in ancient times. These ancient tales contain profound symbols of life, death, the soul's journey, and the essence of the universe. And within them, there's always one constant: the 12 zodiac signs. Who created them? The zodiac is a circle of 12 constellations the sun passes through each year, from Aries and Taurus to Virgo and Scorpio. This celestial code has existed since the beginning. Each sign holds its own unique story and meaning. The 12 disciples of Jesus symbolize the 12 zodiac signs. For instance, Peter is linked to Pisces. He was a fisherman who followed Jesus with sacrificial faith, reflecting Pisces' spiritual purity and devotion. John corresponds to Libra. His revelation speaks of just judgment and divine balance. Judas aligns with Scorpio, symbolizing betrayal and transformation. Jesus himself represents the sun, and his life follows the sun's annual path. In December, under Capricorn, his virgin birth restores light at the winter solstice. In March, in Aries, his baptism and ministry begin, symbolizing new life. In June, under Cancer, his work with disciples marks the summer's peak. In September, under Virgo, the Last Supper and the cross reflect the death at the autumn equinox. The authors of the New Testament were familiar with Babylonian and Egyptian astronomy and theology. Babylon, around 2000 BC, systemized the zodiac, which later influenced Hebrew culture. It remains a mystery how they learned it. At the Last Supper, Jesus shares bread and wine, which ties to the stars. At the autumn equinox, the sun is in Virgo, and Jesus is represented by Spica, the brightest star, symbolizing wheat. Spica, held in the Virgin's hand, represents grain and abundance. Around him sit the 12 disciples, echoing the 12 zodiac signs. The bread represents Spica, and the wine represents Vindemiatrix, which means grape harvester. Vindemiatrix rises at dawn to signal the grape harvest and sacred celebration. This scene mirrors the autumn equinox, when the sun and stars align in cosmic harmony. This narrative appears not only in the New Testament, but also in the mystery religions of Egypt, Persia, and Greece. Osiris, the Egyptian god of sun and grain, is symbolized through his wheat, Spica, representing the equinox harvest and resurrection. The cross-shaped stars of Orion reflect his death and that of Jesus, and Orion's descent below the horizon at the equinox signifies the journey to the underworld. Horus, the sun god, defeats the evil serpent along the ecliptic, resembling Jesus' resurrection and triumph. Egyptian temple carvings show 12 constellations surrounding Osiris rituals, sanctifying the zodiac cycle. In Persian Mithraism, the sun god Mithra presides over a sacred meal of Spica's bread and Vindemiatrix's wine, surrounded by the 12 signs of the zodiac. His bull sacrifice reflects Taurus in the heavens, symbolizing the balance of the equinox and linking to Jesus' cross. Mithra's cave birth represents the sun's rebirth at the winter solstice, and his 12 followers zodiac priests parallel Jesus' disciples. In Greek Eleusinian mysteries, Demeter and Persephone honor Spica and Vindemiatrix to mark the cycle of harvest, death, and rebirth. Dionysus, through the wine of Vindemiatrix, bridges divinity and humanity, his death and resurrection echoing Jesus. Orphic mysticism emphasizes descent into the underworld and Gnostic enlightenment, resonating with Jesus' message, your light within. Greek astronomer Hipparchus observed the precession of the zodiac, noting the shift of equinox constellations as symbolic of divine journeys. This closely relates to Jesus' cosmic role as journey through equinoxes and solstices, passing through the 12 signs, symbolizing death and resurrection. Why was Jesus crucified? And why is his death tied to the autumn equinox? The answer lies in the two cosmic gates. Plato, Neoplatonism, and Mithraic astronomy describe two celestial gates, the spring equinox gate of the gods, where souls ascend, and the autumn equinox gate of humans, where souls descend. These gates are where the ecliptic and celestial equator intersect, forming a cosmic X. The cross symbolizes this intersection. Jesus is the ultimate traveler passing through these gates. This secret, once forbidden, was revealed after 1600 years through the Nag Hammadi texts discovered in 1945. The Nag Hammadi library, found in Egypt, contains Gnostic writings hidden by a 4th century Christian community in desert caves. These 13 leather-bound papyrus codices contain over 50 works, including the Gospel of Thomas, the Secret Revelation of John, the Gospel of Philip, and the Gospel of Mary. These texts portray Jesus not as the traditional Son of God, but as a guide who awakens inner light and divine wisdom. For instance, the Gospel of Thomas says, "The kingdom of heaven is within and around you," emphasizing Gnostic awakening. The Secret Revelation of John interprets Jesus' teachings as cosmic insights beyond the material world. The Gospel of Mary presents Mary Magdalene as a key disciple who received secret revelations from Jesus. These texts reveal the diversity of early Christianity. But in 325, at the Council of Nicaea, Emperor Constantine established a unified doctrine to unite the empire, fixing Jesus as a historical figure and branding Gnosticism heretical. Their texts were burned, but the Nag Hammadi library reveals Jesus as a cosmic traveler linking heaven and humanity, a divine savior. And here is my conclusion. I believe a creator designed the beginning of the universe, and that Jesus has been with humanity from the very start, forever. This creator, to guide childlike and ignorant humanity, wove stories into the starlight for us to understand. That is what I believe. The heavens told stories in light, making truth visible to all. If you want to explore more mysteries with me, don't forget to subscribe and like. See you in the next video.